Hey everyone, welcome back. Today it's lesson 3. We're going to draw mouths today. Lesson 1 was eyes, lesson 2 nose. So let's get started. Go up, gather your materials, so paper, pencil, eraser, and your photograph, self-portrait that you've been working from. We're going to draw our mouth 3 to 5 times. So as a reminder, it's all about practice. The same mouth is what you're drawing. This next session is our self-portrait that we do in full. And since we've been practicing drawing all of our features, that portrait is going to be a little bit easier coming together. It's all about observation, looking at what you are actually drawing. So let's get started. I'm going to hit pause and I'll meet you back here. Got my photograph taped up. I've cropped off everything except for the mouth and space around it so I can see all of those shadows. Our shadows are very, very important because the mouth is not made up of contour lines that define it. It's the shadows that are defining those spaces. The one line that we do have is here. The upper lip, lower lip, that space in between. So that's usually where I like to start, and then I build onto that. So this line here, we've got an angle, and then it changes, and it sort of goes up, and then it gets a little bumpy to the middle, a couple more bumps, flattens out. It's not perfectly flat, and then it goes up a little bit more. So that is where I'm going to start. I just finished drawing this one up here, so you can sort of look at where we're going while we do this. Let's begin. We're sketching. So sketched lines are little short strokes. A sketched line is trying to find the exact spot, right? So it kind of goes over itself. It's really, really light because you're going to be drawing on top of your lines, trying to figure out where the right spot is. And if I go too far, that's fine. We can change it. I'm just trying to find it. Okay, so that's sort of where I'm going to start. And then I can think about this upper lip and its shape. So right here seems to be the exact middle. And her lips. And curves a bit, and then off to the side, and this side. It's down there. Let's see, I've gone too far. Let's maybe more like that. Okay, and then the lower lip. The lower lip is defined by this shadow here. Our lips, they're curved. Our light is hitting the bottom lip. Our upper lip, if you were to look at it in profile, it sort of slants down. So the light is not hitting that. It's in shadow. It's in a darker shadow. So this is the only part that's going to be bright white. But we're not going to go in and color all that in. We're going to do it gradually and do it slowly because it's not flat. It's darker on the edges. It's darker in the middle. It's got a little bit of a darker line through here. There's still a lot of things that change, so you have to build that up slowly. Drawing is really about patience, or at least portrait drawing is. There are times when we do quick, fast sketches, but for this particular lesson, we're going slow. Careful observations. Speed kind of comes with practice, but even then, it's not going to be accurate. And this time we are trying to go for accuracy. So we are building those tones up slowly. So get a little bit of it in, and then you can gradually make this a bit darker. I focus a lot better when I'm not talking. So that's why I have to have one that's ready to go up above, and that's also why I've done this 3 times before I shot the video. I'll pull those out when it's done. So I have more of a shadow down here. Turns up. And we'll start our shading on the upper part of that lower lip, around the edges, and there's more of a shadow underneath here, so that's why I was kind of building that up. It curves around the chin. So again, we're going to do that really slowly. It's like your pencil is barely touching the paper. To get those really light lines, sometimes you'll actually be drawing in the air, making a few strokes back and forth, and then slowly your pencil lands on the paper. And that's how we get those very, very soft strokes, is by having a pattern. These parallel lines where my whole hand is kind of moving and I'm barely touching the paper to get that soft tone. And then I can build it up where I need it on the sides with shorter strokes or little round strokes. And then onto the lip. And now let's start getting more of that shape in. And it's round, so some of these lines should also be in a curve. So it sort of emphasizes that shape. And keep going, and notice that it's darker through here. And that tone blends right into the face. And there's a little highlight above the lips. And that goes up in a bit of an angle where that nose has a shadow. And same on this side. But there's a bit of a highlight in the middle. And a little kind of a triangular shape shadow through here that's a little darker on the top because of the nose. And that whole thing is in shadow. Again, it's a little darker up there. Then it fades down. And that's probably a little bit wider. It's kind of coming together. Now I can add a little more through here and keep building that lip tone. And now I think I'm ready to sort of commit more to this line. So when you're drawing, your pencil gets a bit of a polished edge to it and then a pointy bit. So I'm actually trying to find that point, because that point is what's giving me the really dark outline. And there's a bit of a gap, so where the mouth, the lips don't come completely together, a little bit open. And continue on that bottom part. So when I was drawing my other lips, as soon as I'm done here, we'll flip to those ones that I did earlier. You know, I probably spent 15 to 20 minutes on each one. I'm kind of building up those shadows slowly. Through here, and a little tiny bit. We're going to keep that part bright. Almost done. Almost done for my part of it. You could go on and take a few more minutes. If you really want those lips for this white part to really jump out, we need to just keep on modeling everything else so that we have a little bit of tone on the rest of our face. Okay, so I think that is about where I'm going to stop with this one. And you would keep on going. Just keep this bright and keep working on that. That's where I'm going to stop with that one. Let's see if I can show you what I did before we started shooting. And I've got 3 versions of it. And that was the first one where I got a little carried away and I started drawing the nose again. And then just a suggestion of the nose and a little bit more of the nose. Okay, so you'll notice that 3, they're a little bit different. It's a little tricky with the camera because I have some glare and other things kind of in the way, but it gives you a good idea. Practice, 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 and our next session is going to be putting it all together. So, see you back here within the week.